The Polish embassy in Lebanon has made a surprising announcement testifying to the lack of a plan to evacuate Poles from Lebanon. A wave of criticism of its content came from law and justice politicians. What can the Polish government really do? Israel has vowed to retaliate for Saturday's Hezbollah rocket attack that killed 12 children in the Golan Heights. Meanwhile, the Polish embassy in Beirut is advising Poles stranded in the Lebanese capital because of flight cancellations not to report to the consulate, but to contact the airlines and ask for a new ticket on the next available flight. In one version of the communique, the Post says it will support citizens in an emergency situation. In view of the tense situation in Lebanon, Polish diplomatic services remain in contact with Polish citizens on the ground. Appropriate measures will be taken as the situation develops. At present, LOT Polish Airlines flights to Beirut are operating normally. In the second, he stresses that the consul is not in a position to intervene in this case. If your flight is cancelled, ask your airline for a new ticket for the next possible flight. The consul is not in a position to intervene in this case. The message infuriated Law and Justice. Lebanese territory is being bombed by Israel. It is possible that a full-scale invasion will begin soon. Airlines are cancelling flights. And what does the Polish embassy in Lebanon tell Polish citizens? That they should fend for themselves. This is disgraceful behaviour on the part of the foreign ministry, but we can expect nothing less from this government. Those days are over. On the 15th of October, we promised the Polish people that the era of nepotism, greed and unbridled carelessness would come to an end. Perfect post, Mr. Speaker at Szymon Hołownia, considering how you left Poles stranded in Lebanon. But there are many possible ways to intervene. The role of the Polish Consular Service is to provide all possible assistance to our citizens, and under the Law and Justice government this was the case. Immediately after the Hamas attack on Israel, we immediately launched this emergency evacuation of Polish citizens, because at that time it was not known how the situation would develop, both in Israel and in Gaza, where it was much more difficult, and we took such action. And today it is the task of the government to prepare such measures as well, especially as the situation in Lebanon is becoming extremely dangerous. At the moment we are waiting for the Israeli response, and it is difficult to say at this point whether it will be a ground invasion, which has been talked about for many months, or whether there will be some form of de-escalation, which is what the United States, among others, is pushing for. Precisely because of the escalating situation in the Middle East and the growing risk of an Israeli attack on Lebanon, the German airline Lufthansa and the Lebanese Middle East Airlines have already suspended or cancelled their flights to and from Beirut, the capital of the invaded state. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs is aware of the need to prepare evacuation plans, but for unknown reasons is still not implementing them. We will somehow prepare evacuation plans and keep them in mind together with ambassadors in neighbouring countries, including the Palestinian Authority. A month ago, at a meeting of the Committee on Foreign Affairs, I asked whether the government was planning to do anything about it, and I was told that there were discussions and analyses. Now a month has passed, preparations for evacuation are being made by other countries, more airlines are suspending flights, and our ministry is doing nothing about it. It is the duty of the foreign ministry to help Poles abroad, especially when their safety is at risk. Editor Holdinska, TV Republika.